Konbanwa minasan. Domo arigatou gozaimasu. Super Kami Guru Alucard desu. Yes, I am back for another episode of live Clow card readings. Tonight we will do the usual readings, read a bit of Neville Goddard, and we will update you with all the progress regarding working on my new album, Timebreaker, which might also have a second album accompanying it, A Point to Prove. Because as of now, after I finish recording the last 7 tracks for Timebreaker, there would actually be 14 other songs, which might be used to make up A Point to Prove. 26 songs in total. Decided I'm probably better off to split that into 2 albums. So, and who knows, maybe more songs will come along the way before the completion. So far we got about 2 albums in the works. But yeah, we will start off with the general future, go into romance, career, and then we will read Neville Goddard. Alright. Oh, great Clow cards of Kodorido, using the power of the sun, the moon, and the stars. Reveal to me what message you have regarding my general future. With these 10 cards I will draw. There is Sakura, the sand, the love card, the watery, the hope, the wood, the dark, the labyrinth, the windy, and the nothing. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, with this reading, which by the way, I'm gonna share this quickly. Just somebody was actually asking me how they could watch it. So I'm just gonna give them the link quick. And then okay. Which maybe I should post this on social media as well quick before I do the actual reading. The cards are drawn, so just give me a moment while I just share this quickly. Just in case anybody else would like to watch. And of course, as usual, while I'm doing this, I figured I would just let anybody know that if you would like your fortune told as well, all you have to do is comment gender, zodiac sign, and if you would like general future readings, romance, or career. All right. As for mine, we got the Sakura card, the Sand card, the Love card, or the Heart card, the Watery card, the Hope, the Wood, the Dark, the Maze, the Wind, and the Nothing card. Oh, thanks for tuning in once again. Abs up in here. Domo arigatou gozaimasu. And it's odd that you mentioned that. I will discuss this a little bit more later. But the next album cover for Timebreaker is actually going to be a painted cover. I have a friend named Makoto Ando, who is a Japanese Korean woman. She's actually a painter, and she also writes poetry. The last video I did yesterday, which I encourage everybody to check out, I read a poem that she wrote because she requested me to read it live, like on my YouTube channel, to get it out there. Really nice, wonderful, unique poem. I read it. You can check that out on my channel. And she's actually going to paint the album cover to capture the concept of Timebreaker and the symbolism. So it's funny you mentioned fan art because that's what it reminded me of instantly. So as I was saying, now the Sakura card, as usual, indicates being the hero of my own story, having my own sort of personal power and control over my own reality, tapping into my own, inner magical powers and strength, so to speak. The sand indicates that, especially with everything lately, it's been kind of a perilous or a difficult journey. You look at Lord of the Rings, it was that kind of a journey. That's the energy I'm picking up on. Or even a good way to look at it would be if anybody's ever played Suikoden. That's one of my favorite PS1 games. Really great game. I would think of it like that. The quest to gather 108 stars of destiny and all the perilous things that go through. And yeah, no, it really looks good. I've seen her painting some of it so far. It's really cool. It's not finished yet, but when it's finished, it's going to be great. It's going to have a representation of Hitomi, obviously, as my great hero and one of the people I love and admire and look up to for inspiration. She's going to be a central figure in the art, but it's going to be great. It's going to totally capture like the Bardock among the stars vibe too. So you're going to love it. The watery, getting back to this, as well as the heart card, this indicates that romance is coming in the future. Tied with the watery card means that it's almost like it's meant to occur. It's like water passes by in a river, but never the same water is in the same place because it's constantly flowing. It's constantly developing and in motion. That's what that's symbolizing. That everything is actually flowing to its own natural occurrence. And that's part of like the design, right? So that's a good sign. And the hope also relates to this because it's the hope of finding that true love that my heart desires. In the general future, it's guiding me towards it. The wood indicates a gentle spirit, but also staying strong and sturdy throughout like the tough times. The old saying, tough times don't last, but tough people do, right? The dark indicates that it has been kind of a dark period as far as a lot of things, and it has for a while, but it's almost like it's saying that the dark is necessary. Where there's dark, there's light, right? So the maze indicates that it really has been, as I said, like the sand, the maze, they all tie into this idea that it's been a very difficult, intense journey with many paths I could take and many ways of going about actually achieving what I desire and where I want to go. The wind, the windy card is indicating being swept away. Either somebody close to me will be swept off their feet regarding me, or I will be swept off my feet regarding somebody else, which is probably why it ties into the heart card as well as the hope. Now, the nothing card, the fact that it's paired with, because as you could see here, these two are actually like right on top of each other and below each other. The fact that they're both stacked that way and they represent the polar opposites, because in the sealed card movie of Card Captor the Sakura, the hope card actually was transformed from the nothing card. Once the nothing card had hope, it became the hope card. So there's a very interesting development of going from nothing to having hope, which is a great step in the right direction. So as far as a general future reading, everything is, it's heading in the right direction. It's looking good, very positive. So next we will get to romance. Let's see what the romance reading will be, especially after the interesting developments of today. I am very interested to see what the cards will reveal to me with that. So, all great Clow cards of Kurorito, using the power of the sun, the moon, and the stars, reveal to me what message you have with 5 cards for the future of my romantic situation. Reis. The mist, the storm, the power, the erase, the flower, Very interesting. It's funny because as I drew the power card, for some reason I was picking up on this energy of that song from the Transformers movie in the 80s, the one by Stan Bush, The Touch. You got the touch. You got the power. Like for some reason that popped into my head right as I drew that card. So there's definitely that energy of having the power, the right touch, right? So the mist indicates sort of a bit of confusion where I want to go, where I should go, things of this nature. The storm is indicating that actually I pick up the energy of that old jazz song, which they made a movie centered around the theme of it, stormy weather, like the storm, stormy weather. Since me and my love ain't together, keeps raining all the time. But it's that hope that when the rain goes, the sun will shine again. You'll walk in the sun once more and be with the one you love. So that's the energy I'm picking up. Once again, the power card, which you've got the touch, you've got the power. Keep going for it. The erase card, which it's very interesting because I had watched some manifesting and personal self-development videos about wanting to improve yourself and letting go of past emotions and feelings and memories that don't serve you anymore. So the erase card really ties in to what I was kind of learning about today with my own personal experiences. And then we have the flower card, which means a new love is in bloom. So the mist, so you can all see, the rain, the power, the erase, the flower. So yeah, that's the romance reading. Now we will do career, and if anybody else would like their fortune told as well, I will read yours before we conclude tonight's broadcast. So, okay, we will do our last reading, career. Oh, great Clow cards of Kurorido, using the power of the sun, the moon, and the stars, reveal to me what message you have regarding my career. Reris, the song, the light, the freeze, the glow, and the thunder. This is very interesting because you can't have lightning without thunder. That's what I'm picking up the vibe of the thunder card. We have the song card first, which I am a recording artist. I am a musician, so it all has to do with songs. There's something very important, meaning I'm working on a song or I'm about to make a song that is very important, that is very special, that's going to really reach somebody, touch somebody. That's the energy I'm feeling. The light card indicates like a new light is about to shine. And considering we got the dark card in the last reading, which is so funny I said this, you can't have darkness without light. It's odd that that came up, but it just goes to show you that both go hand in hand, yin and yang, right? The freeze card indicates things have kind of lacked motion for a while with the career. Like they've kind of been frozen, but it's almost indicating like the ice is going to thaw, it's going to melt, and a new path is going to be formed. The glow indicates like this is going to be one of the times when my career, my credibility as an artist is shining its brightest. It's really glowing up. It's lighting up the stage. It's glowing. It's expressing itself. And then the thunder. You can't have thunder without lightning. Like the sense of like I feel really charged up, really empowered, really motivated, inspired, and it's great. I apologize for the barking and all the loud yelling in the background. That's my stepdad. Anyways, that concludes our reading. And if anybody else would like your fortune told, just be sure to comment gender, zodiac sign, and if you would like general future, romance, or career. So tonight we will read from Neville Goddard's book, Freedom for All, Chapter 9, The Annunciation, which isn't a very long chapter at all. So here we go. The use of a friend's voice to impregnate oneself with a desirable state is beautifully told in the story of the Immaculate Conception. It is recorded that God sent an angel to Mary to announce the birth of his son, And the angel said unto her, Thou shalt conceive in thy womb, and bring forth a son. Then said Mary unto the angel, How shall this be, seeing I know not a man? And the angel answered and said unto her, The Holy Ghost shall come upon thee, and the power of the highest shall overshadow thee. Therefore also that holy thing which shall be born of thee shall be called the Son of God. For with God nothing shall be impossible. This is the story that has been told for centuries the world over. But man was not told that it was written about himself, so he has failed to receive the benefit it was intended to give him. The story reveals the method by which the idea or word of God was made flesh. God, we are told, germinated or begat an idea, a son, without the aid of another. Then he placed his germinal idea in the womb of Mary with the help of an angel who made the announcement to her and impregnated her with the idea. No simpler method was ever recorded of consciousness impregnating itself than is found in the story of the Immaculate Conception. The four characters in this drama of creation are the Father, the Son, Mary, and the angel. The Father symbolizes your consciousness. The Son symbolizes your desire. Mary symbolizes your receptive attitude of mind. And the angel symbolizes the method used to make the impregnation. The drama unfolds in this manner. The Father begats a Son without the aid of another. You define your objective. You clarify your desire without the help or suggestion of another. Then the Father selects that angel who is best qualified to bear this message or germinal possibility to Mary. You select the person in your world who you would be sincerely thrilled in witnessing the fulfillment of your desire. Then Mary learns through the angel that she has already conceived a son without the aid of man. You assume a receptive attitude of mind, a listening attitude, and imagine you are hearing the voice of the one you have chosen to tell you what you desire to know. Imagine that you hear him tell you that you are and have that which you desire to be and to have. You remain in this receptive state until you feel the thrill of having heard the good and wonderful news. Then, like Mary of the story, you go about your business in secret, telling no one of this wonderful and immaculate self-impregnation, confident that in due season you will express this impression. The Father generates the seed or germinal possibility of a son, but in a eugenic impregnation. He does not convey the spermatozoa from himself to the womb. He has it born through another medium. Consciousness, desiring, is the Father generating the seed or idea. A clarified desire is perfectly formed seed or the only begotten Son. This seed is then carried from the Father, consciousness, desiring, to the Mother, consciousness of being and having the state desired. This change in consciousness is accomplished by the angel or imaginary voice of a friend telling you that you have already achieved your objective. The use of an angel or friend's voice is to make a conscious impression. It is the shortest, safest, and surest way to be self-impregnated. With your desire properly defined, you assume an attitude of listening. Imagine you are hearing the voice of a friend. Then make him tell you. Imagine he is telling you how lucky and fortunate you are to have fully realized your desire. In this receptive attitude of mind, you are receiving the message of an angel. You are receiving the impression that you are and have that which you desire to be and to have. The emotional thrill of having heard that which you desire to hear is the moment of conception. It is the moment you become self-impregnated, the moment you actually feel you are now that or have that which heretofore you but desired to be or to possess. As you emerge from this subjective experience, you, like Mary of the story, will know by your changed attitude of mind that you have conceived a son, that you have fixed a definite subjective state, and will in a little while express or objectify this state. This book has been written to show you how to achieve your objectives. Apply the principle expressed herein, and all inhabitants of the earth cannot stop you from realizing your desires. That concludes it. And that's actually the end of the book. So it's a very nice, wonderful way to end Neville Goddard's Freedom for All. I actually have Neville Goddard, the complete reader. If anybody else is interested in learning more of his work or anything else, definitely check out like his live YouTube lectures. They're very good. He's since passed on, but the old recordings are really great. And he's written a lot of books. This is actually a complete collection of all his most memorable and noted works. So it's really good. We have in it At Your Command, Awakened Imagination and the Search, Feeling is the Secret, Freedom for All, which we just finished, Out of This World, Prayer, The Art of Believing, Seed Time and Harvest, The Law and the Promise, The Power of Awareness, and Your Faith is Your Fortune. Now, I actually respect Neville Goddard the most out of a lot of these personal self-development teachers and coaches because he never did it for the money. He just wanted to share this knowledge and help people. Now, it doesn't mean when he spoke at venues that, certain people didn't pay him to speak at those venues. Yeah, the same way you would pay like a band or an entertainer to entertain an audience. He got paid in that regard. But he never would go up and say, oh, I need you people to give me money and I'll help you realize your desire. If he knew somebody desired something, he would try to explain it to them in the best way possible and also assume the best for them. Sort of give them well wishes or send out positive energy and wish the best for them and try to assume that it was done and help them in any way he could. And he never took a penny for it. He said this in many lectures, and I actually looked it up. It's proven to be true. He never took a penny for any of the knowledge he shared, which is very admirable. He just wanted to help people. A lot of these other people like Bob Proctor and some of these other coaches who studied under him, they want $6,000 and $3,000. And it's kind of flabbergasting that they would really, if they really want to help people, why they would charge such a steep amount that would probably scare the average person who was poverty stricken. You know what I mean? Kind of seems like you're putting fear into them like, oh my God. First of all, you're probably discouraging them from getting their desire because they're thinking, if that's what I need to get my desire, what if they can't afford it? Then they're going to be terrified for two reasons. Because they don't know how to afford it, they're going to be scared. And then also, if they believe that that person can help them, that may be the only means of getting what they want, then they're going to be even more terrified and depressed thinking they can't have it because they don't know how to afford such a thing. So in my opinion, it's kind of a wrong way of handling it. If you really wanted to help people, you should just share the knowledge, pass the good message along, and, the old karmic law, you do good, good comes back to you. Neville Goddard talked about this a lot in his lectures too. He called it the golden rule. Do unto others as you would want done unto you. So if you would want good to happen to you, then do good to others. And that's why I share this knowledge too. It's not like I'm sharing this because I want to get something out of it. It's very inspirational. It's very interesting knowledge. I've proven a lot of it to be true. Not everything so far, but I always keep an open mind with Goddard because he presented himself in a very open, respectable way. So with that in conclusion, we will now talk about the album and all the latest projects. So far, we actually got 3 songs officially recorded for Timebreaker, like fully finished. Timebreaker is still being mixed and mastered, the album's titled track, but hopefully it'll be finished soon. We have Boku mo Aishiteru yo, which thanks to everybody for watching it, sharing it, listening to it all over the world, because it's become my biggest like song on my channel, my biggest music video, over 3,500 views now, and still going up. So keep it coming, everybody. Thank you very much for that. Like, who would have thought that, Super Kami Guru Alucard, the rapper's biggest song, would be a punk rock Japanese pop song that he sang fully in Japanese? But, it's amazing how the world works out, and I'm glad everybody liked it. And then, of course, there's the other song, which I showed in another episode of this show, a little preview, called Koi Shiteru, which is another great Japanese pop song, fully sung in Japanese. And then I'm actually going to give a little preview, if it will play. I'm not sure that it will, because we are broadcasting live. But if it actually, you know what? I might be able to play a bit of a preview off of my phone, just to avoid that problem. That way, if anybody's watching, hopefully they can hear it. Abs up in here. If you're still watching, could you please just let me know if I try playing it off my computer, if you can hear it. If you can't hear it, I'll play it on my phone, but just makes it easier if it does work. So please comment if you can hear it or not. I'll let you know when it starts playing. Just to give a little preview. Okay, it's playing now, so let me know if you can hear it. I can never forget you. 眠れぬあの夜 Reality all happens for you. 私は一生あなたを待っていました。あなたは私が今まで持っていた最高です。愛してるいつも人生はミステリーだから一緒にいられてとても幸せです。そうですよね。Kaiju don't care or check. I can never forget you. Hopefully it's working. Reality all happens for you. 君は僕を救ってくれた人。私は私の運命を変えて残ります。懐中時計から時間が戻るきっと。彼女は暗闇の中でいつも天使です。そうですよね。I'm like Unity Kaicho compared to other white folks. Don't need to get liposuction or deal with psychos. Sure, I might go berserk as the star of my life show. Give shoutouts to Aiko-chan and making the right dough. Throwing knives pulled out of sheath, piercing nice flow. He told me Enchihara got a nice glow and sure this Geico. Prepare the dice roll to gamble on Kyoto's light scrolls. Do Tanuki to fight foes, but my Giri lacks a typo. When Christ blows trumpets, I'm striving for hype goals. Sever pinkies out of honor if foes go to try to slice toes. You can't bite ghosts, so why would you spite your nose? So I'm focused on Tokyo and Okinawa to see my wife's road. No longer rockin' shice close or deal with fivefold. They shut your pie hole in a triforce with dry souls. If the wise loathe any idea where they find gold, now the mind grows. Thinking rich, it won't design woes. Kaiju don't care or check. I can never forget you. 眠れぬあの夜 Reality all happens for you. And that's the song. Hopefully you all could hear it if you're watching this broadcast. Kaichu Doke translates to pocket watch, which is the idea I got from Unity Kaito's character in Card Captor Sakura Clear Card. I really love the idea of this, British magician who comes to Japan and he's got this mystical pocket watch that he could just use to rewind time, right? And I was like, oh man, this guy's crazy, man. And he acts like such a, proper gentleman and all that, like in the show. But behind the scenes, he's like, tweaking time, rewinding things when he's about to get caught when he's doing like shady things, right? So I was like, oh God, this guy's like, he's crazy, man. I love this character. And that's why I was like, oh, compared to other white folks, I really would be like Unity Kaito. Like, you know what I mean? So I was like, oh man, I got to rap about that. So that's why I decided to rap the verse in English. But the verses are sung in Japanese, and then the chorus is half Japanese, half English. But Kaichu Doke Ocheku, I can never forget you. Nemurenu ano yoru. Reality all happens for you. So that's like the Neville Goddard mentality that it's all projected ahead of time, right? So it's like I'm rewinding time, like undoing the bad, but moving forward to try and keep only good events happening, right? So that was where the concept of that came about. Hopefully, everybody got to hear the preview. And then, yeah, the other track, which just needs to be mastered, is a reprise of Timebreaker, which I will do the mastering for myself. And then I only have 7 more songs to record before the album would actually be complete. It'll be 12 tracks. And then that's why I'm saying, because I have 14 other songs, I'm thinking I might take that and make a separate album, A Point to Prove, which will be my 11th album in the future. If I record more songs, maybe I'll divvy it up. Like I was thinking, I kind of want to do maybe 4 more songs. We'll see how it goes after I get through the next 7 songs. If I do 4 more songs, though, I would probably make Timebreaker 14 songs and then A Point to Prove 16, because the idea is it actually references some of my favorite albums throughout history, like as far as hip hop albums. Like a lot have actually come out with about 16 tracks. And then one of my personal favorites is Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt, which had 14 tracks, which is why I was thinking I might make Timebreaker like 14 tracks for that reason. And then 16 tracks. Usually they'll have like a 15 track album in hip hop, and then they'll have like a 16th track as like a bonus track. And then actually in the greatest hits of Hitomi Shimatani, 2 of the disc are 16 tracks. The other one is 15 because it's a 3-disc set, but also that idea of 16 tracks kind of comes from that. So hopefully everybody is excited for the new Timebreaker album, as well as A Point to Prove. And glad the preview got you hyped. I'm glad. I guess that means it worked and you could hear it, because, yeah, I have a good magical feeling. Like, the whole pocket watch vibe, the Bardock Timebreaker vibe, which when that song is actually mixed and mastered fully too, I will come back on to do a preview for that as well. And I'm thinking I might actually do another music video for that and make that the second single for Timebreaker, since it's named after the album. So everybody stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode, and we will be back next week for another episode, 8 o'clock Tuesday. And then tomorrow, about 12 noon, we will do another album of live album discussions now that the S.O.S. Brigade Quartet has released our 5th and final album. I wasn't sure if it was going to be our final, but I've talked to them. They don't really seem like they want to do another one, and then they're also moving away next month. So that's probably going to be the end of the band unless I get new members, sadly. But the 5th is really great. In fact, as I was re-listening to it, upon the release, it came out November 25th, the same day as Takako Mamiya's Love Trip, if anybody's interested to know that. But I was re-listening to it, and I was fascinated because in some ways, I think it was actually our most unified album as a group. A lot of the other members were doing a lot more vocals than they ever did on other records. And there was just everybody got their own space to be themselves, to be their character, and there was a lot more real depth and unique originality in the way we just jumped across so many different styles of music with this record. It's really great. So everybody definitely go check it out. The album is SOS Brigade Quartet, Time for an Exam, if you look it up on YouTube. And we will be back tomorrow, where I will give you a full track by track storytelling of how the album got developed, what each song is about, and what it was like to make it. So till next time, domo arigato gozaimasu, minasan, oyasumi nasai, Super Kami Guru Alucard. Peace out. Matane.